Jesus worked. Jesus was tempted at work, just like all of us are. It's a simple concept, but that's the concept behind Jesus on Monday morning. The question is, does he understand what we go through it in our work lives? Yes, because he went through the same things. Perhaps he went to the bar with friends at night and complained about the nitpicky boss who didn't like the way he did things, even though Jesus was the best craftsman in all of Galilee. Perhaps he had to kick a cranky customer out of his workshop because the guy was just so full of himself that Jesus couldn't deal with him anymore. Perhaps Jesus was tempted to quit a job when warped boards were delivered to the job site and he says, I can't frame a house this way. Or maybe he was tempted to let something slide when he looked at a chipped marble edifice and he apathetically said, good enough for government work, and then walked away. How much did he struggle with trying to do good work when he had bad conditions? How much did he struggle with trying to be in two places at one time? Working overtime to get the project done by the deadline, but also needing or wanting to be home to take care of a widowed mother and some siblings. I also wonder if Jesus, knowing that he was the best craftsman in all of Galilee, still knew he had to treat every situation with love. Because as we know in 1 Corinthians 13, you can be the best, but if you don't have love, you're nothing. So how many times did he have to chant to himself and remind himself, love God, love my neighbor. Oh, love God, love my neighbor. Love God, love my neighbor. Just to get through a difficult situation and not fall into the temptation to be angry at someone who wasn't trying to harass him, to understand that uncaring coworkers who struggled with things outside of work, but were bringing it into work, still needed that love. Jesus worked. He understands our work lives. We know from Scripture that he took care of the disillusioned and the debased, the depressed and the dispirited. He raised the dead. And if he can change those situations, he can change our workplace situations. So I invite you to come in your small group and learn from the Master how to change your workplace to be the love, the joy, the peace that others need. We can learn from him. We can bring these same attributes to our workplace. We can be like Christ.